Plaintiff Michael POLITO says he hired a company to transport his motorcycle, and the defendant was subcontracted by that company to drive the motorcycle to Michael. However, when the bike arrived, it was not properly enclosed and it was damaged. So Michael's suing for an insurance deductible and a refund. Defendant Eric NEAL says when he delivered Michael's motorcycle, Michael refused to pay for the transportation services because he was unhappy with the way it was enclosed. Eric claims after he refused to release the bike, Michael made false claims against Eric to the police and then assaulted Eric. So Eric's countersuing.
Start with you.
Well, before we get started, I think maybe you should have Court Officer Doyle come stand right over here because I'm being accused of assaulting 6'2", 300-pound Mr. NEAL, and it's 62 and 5'8".
You're not going to do it in here, though, are you?
No.
All right, well, Doyle, you don't have to go over there, as long as you promise not to do it in here.
I don't want him to feel intimidated, Your Honor.
All right.
Before we get started, I think maybe you should have Court Officer Doyle come stand right over here because I'm being accused of assaulting 6'2", 300-pound Mr. NEAL, and it's 62 and 5'8".
You're not going to do it in here, though, are you?
No.
Plaintiff Michael POLITO says the defendant was subcontracted to deliver his motorcycle to him. And the defendant claims after he delivered the bike, Michael assaulted him.
Go ahead.
The reason I'm here is to prove my case against Mr. NEAL here, that he transported my vehicle under the Motor Vehicle Carriers Act. He damaged it. I believe I have all the evidence necessary to prosecute the case.
Okay, tell me what happened. Give me some facts and give me some scenarios.
Oh, okay, well, the day the motorcycle was delivered.
What was the contract?
Well, the contractor actually, they're a transport company, and they subcontract to another company, and Mr. NEAL was that subcontractor. Okay. And on the day in question, he delivered my motorcycle, and when I came out, he had called me prior to tell me he would be there approximately at that time. When I first came out to see the vehicle, it was in the back of his pickup truck with a homemade cap on it. Then it was
homemade
secure.
What?
A homemade cap. I paid for enclosed transportation, Your Honor, which is a premium.
Do you have something to demonstrate in the contract that it was to be enclosed?
Yes, I do, Your Honor. That's the first page, and it shows that it's enclosed.
All right, it says enclosed. Now you have the picture.
Yeah, this is the truck, and this is the interior of the truck, and this is what he delivered my motorcycle in. And like they say, a picture's worth 1,000 words.
Isn't this enclosed, though?
It is, but it's not.
You just told me he didn't give it to you enclosed, sir. Well, you just told me that.
It is enclosed.
Sir, didn't you just tell me he didn't deliver it enclosed?
No, yes, Your Honor, I guess I did.
Yeah, why are you lying?
I'm not lying.
You just handed me something that's showing it was enclosed.
It's a misrepresentation.
I know it was. That's a lie. Go ahead. That's what misrepresentation is.
It's not.
It's a fancy word for a lie.
Well, Your Honor,
Go ahead, sir.
This
Go
is
ahead.
not. This is not the
Sir,
way
you tell me what he's suing you for. You didn't start it out wrong. Go ahead.
I was hired to haul the bike enclosed. We did that. When we got there, he was obviously not happy at the way it was enclosed. And the whole case is basically about that and him refusing payment to us for the service.
Upon delivery?
Yes, upon delivery.
What did he say?
Well, when we first opened the doors of that box, which we had custom made for bikes, we had it covered with blankets, and he started screaming, "My bike is ruined, my bike is ruined." And under the blankets, you know, how can anybody see what the bike is? And we took the blankets off and said, what's wrong? You know, we couldn't see what he was talking about. And he wouldn't specifically point out anything. We unloaded the bike, and I said, okay, you know, show me what you're talking about, because my father and I, who was there, we don't see it. We don't see any damage. And at that point, he said, could you please take the bike to my garage? Well, for us, we don't release anything till it's paid. So there was a little argument about that. We rolled it up to the garage, and I said, you know, you're going to show me damage and pay me, or else we're leaving with a bike. You know, what is the issue? And at that time, he actually did show us, which I have pictures of, there are two small lights on the bike, It's going to be this one, that light there.
Okay.
He showed me there's 2 small lights on the bike that are adjustable, and one of them was adjusted down. You can see in the picture a little bit off.
So that's what he's saying was part of the
damage.
damage?
On the fender, on the front fender, there was a little bit of dirt from the blanket. Now, that was just to be wiped off. When we attempted to wipe that off is when he started screaming because...
Okay, before you go any further, sir, do you have pictures of the damages you allege?
Yes, I do.
Let's see them. Didn't you just tell me he didn't deliver it enclosed?
No, yes, Your Honor. I guess I did.
Why didn't you lying?
I'm not lying.
You just handed me something that's showing it was enclosed.
Misrepresentation.
I know it was. That's a lie. Go ahead. That's what misrepresentation is.
It's not.
It's a fancy word for a lie.
Plaintiff Michael POLITO says the defendant was subcontracted to deliver his motorcycle to him. And the defendant claims after he delivered the bike, Michael assaulted him.
You all don't provide or request a list of damages that exist prior to you taking it?
In our line of work, we have what we call a shipper's bill of lading. And at the top half of this is where we pick the bike up from. We make any notes or marks. The bottom half, if it arrives in that same condition, they sign off on it. Now, I'll be perfectly honest with you. I didn't notice that the little light was out of adjustment. The light that's adjustable has a bolt that's, you know, has similar.
That's the light. He's showing
loose.
me something. Sir, this is your bag.
Yes, sir. It's damaged.
Your bag?
Yes. You
the
can
bag
see
to the motorcycle?
Yes.
That looks like an indentation.
It is.
But it's leather.
It's hard. Your Honor, the leather is formed around the hard surface. If you look at the other bag.
I know, but it's leather. Leather you pull out.
No, you don't pull it out. Your Honor, it's a hard bag that's covered with leather.
Couldn't you have just pulled this out?
No.
Yes, but there's
Or
damage.
you can lift up the top and put your hand in there and just push it out?
I wish
What am I missing on this? Was there more damage? Did he allege more damage?
I don't know because they failed to produce.
And sir, what is this representing?
Those marks were ingrained in the motorcycle when it was
What part of the cycle?
That's on the bag, the leather bag itself. Then there's also an imprint.
We're still on this leather bag. Got it. Got it. And what happened?
When he realized that we were going to take the bike for non-payment, he picked the phone up and called 911 and told them that we had broken into his house and we were stealing his motorcycle. I didn't know what to do.
It's all false.
That's not false.
And
it's
then
on
what?
recording.
It's all false.
Anyway, I tried to take the bike. When I did, I don't care how old or what his size is, this guy took off running and pushed me. And I put the kickstand down. I said, you don't put your hands on me. So he's on the phone with 911 telling them that we're assaulting him and stealing his motorcycle.
All right, do you have that evidence?
We don't.
All right, show me what happened when the police came.
Okay.
Was there a report made?
There was. I don't have.
Who has the report?
I have
Let's see it,
report.
please.
And I also have some other evidence I'd like to show you.
All right, hold on. I'm trying to get his story first. All right. Battery, touch, or strike simple. Did they press charges for the assault?
No, there was no more. You can see, Your Honor, there. It says that there's no indication of an assault. I was not arrested. I was not charged. There were no marks. There was.
All right.
There was
so
no physical.
Let's get back to what occurred after the police came. Then you still kept the motorcycle?
Yeah, at that point, as the police were coming and we were pushing the bike down, when I got it to the trailer is when he ran up and pushed me again, and that's when the bike fell on me. And I wrestled it up, and I.
What damage was caused by that? Any?
Actually, none on the bike.
Okay. All right. You're talking about your counterclaim. I'm trying to talk about the damages, and thus far, sir, all I see is damage to a leather bag.
I have all of the information stated on here, Your Honor. At the time of delivery, I have an estimate.
Who wrote this?
The Harley-Davidson dealership up top.
Your
They're
Honor,
certified.
not
Excuse
true.
me, I didn't interrupt Mr. Neal.
And this list all what?
All of the damages that were done from shipping.
Good enough.
Honor,
Then what? Pardon?
That's not true. When we dropped it off and all this happened, we made 2 notes with him and the 2 officers present of what was actually the issues. The light was loose, and there was dirt on the fender. He signed off on that. He went and made a copy, and then he took his copy and he starts writing all this stuff on it. Now this is the copy that he made all those changes to. The first one is the one that's actual.
Sir, I see your signature on that one where it does not include any of this.
He's absolutely correct. Let me finish, Your Honor.
No, you answered to that.
Yeah, that's true, but if you look at my copy, you will see that I wrote on the bottom, I made a note that he did not agree to what I was writing, and I wrote up top that I wrote it.
Why did you sign a document that only listed that amount of damage, but yet you presented me with the exact same document with your signature with several notes written on it, in addition to what you originally signed off on? I'm inclined to believe what he has said, unless you have a very reasonable argument.
Mr. Neal was very uncooperative, Your Honor, and the story he tells...
That doesn't answer my question.
Well,
Let's move on.
Answer it.
Let's move on. You raise your voice one more time, I'm going to throw you out.
Your Honor, he refused...
You got that?
Yes, sir.
Mr. Misrepresentation?
Yes, sir.
Here's another misrepresentation.
It's not a misrepresentation.
I got you. I got you.
When he realized that we were going to take the bike for non-payment, he picked the phone up and called 911 and told them that we had broken into his house and we were stealing his motorcycle. I tried to take the bike. When I did, I don't care how old or what his size is, this guy took off running and pushed me.
Plaintiff Michael POLITO says the defendant was subcontracted to deliver his motorcycle to him, and the defendant claims after he delivered the bike, Michael assaulted him.
Any other evidence you want to present?
I have the letter from his insurance company admitting and paying the claim and telling him to pay me the difference. I have a letter that I sent.
Hold it. After they investigated it?
Yes.
They went out and investigated.
Yes. They took pictures of the motorcycle and ascertained that this damage was done.
And they say it was $1,177.
That's correct, Your Honor.
And show me the list of damages they claim they saw.
They just admit responsibility.
Gotcha. They don't tell what they observed to be wrong with it. Next, let's see. The refund. You're suing for a refund.
Yes,
Why should you get a refund?
Because I don't feel that the motorcycle was shipped properly. It was improperly shipped.
What was improper about it? It
was not secured properly, Your Honor. It caused damage. If you look at the picture,
caused damage to the leather bag.
It caused damage to the fender, and it's a
all right. It says dirt on the fender, sir.
He wrote that. I wrote up above. Here's the dispute,
no, sir.
Your Honor.
You signed this one. Sir, you've done nothing but misrepresent your case today. Your counterclaim is for what, sir?
Your Honor, if we could address a couple more issues.
You went back and amended something after you signed it the first time with a little observation of saying dirt was on the bike. He was very clear. He didn't double talk. And I have two different documents with your name on it. One with a bunch of damages on it. The other just says fender. And then none of these damages do I have a picture of. All I have a picture of is an indentation on a leather bag. Now, tell me about how he assaulted you, sir. That's what your claim is for?
He pushed me when we were at the garage, which was just a...
All right, did you tell the police that?
Yes.
Why didn't they write it down?
They did, and they
Where?
felt...
Show me where they did.
I don't have that.
All right, both your claims are dismissed. You gave me false evidence, and you do not have the evidence to prove it, even though you told the police. If you told the police that, they would put it in the police report. They didn't. Have a good day. Both your claims are dismissed.
Well, what I have to say is you see this big geek from Hillbilly Cabin Creek come down rolling down your street. Don't let him take your ride. Run and hide. That's what I got to say.
I actually work for a living. I don't sue people for a living.